Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Ben Hawkins and the 1001 Spikes, also known as just 1001 Spikes. I hate this game. If I'm being perfectly honest, I absolutely hate it. It's not a bad game, it is not badly designed, it is actually pretty well designed if you understand what it's going for. However, I hate its guts. I hated it back when it came out and I still hate it now, but I figured it's a Vita game, and it's one of the few games I have yet to do a video on, so I should probably do one on it. So please keep in mind how much I hate this sort of game in general, not just 1001 Spikes specifically, while we watch this video. So, not that much to see in the options menu. You can change all your buttons, which is nice, but somewhat unnecessary. The game is reasonable and easy enough as it is. So let's just go hop in. You can see that I've only been playing for half an hour and I've already lost nearly 100 lives? That's got to be like 67. Not 67, like 65, 67, something like that. I've lost a lot of lives, because the way this game works is it's so hard that they give you 1,000 lives, and you'll probably need all of them. You've got a bunch of different modes you can unlock. I know what all of these are, because I remember looking them up around the time the game came out. Basically, there's just a harder version of the same game levels here. Tower of Nana is actually a completely different game now. Well, not completely different, but it's a different enough game that we'll have a look at it separately. And I believe these two here are just sound test and cutscene test, or whatever it is. So, let's go have a look at the main story mode, which is 1001 Spikes. Now, there is a story to this game. However, the story is literally, your father disappeared into this temple a long time ago. He thinks you're worthless, and he sends you a challenge to make it all the way through this deadly set of temples in order to, you know, live up to his legacy. And if he really thinks you're that useless, he's sending you off to die in these bloody temples. Fuck you, Dad. So, you can pick any level you like, and you can also change your difficulty level, but as far as I can tell, the difficulty doesn't actually do anything. I played a couple of levels on both difficulties to see what the difference would be, and I couldn't find one, so I guess we'll just keep it on easy. You need to beat all of the stages here. You need to beat 1 through 5-6 in order to actually move on to the second set of levels. But, yeah, for now, this is all you've got. And let me put it this way, I'm never going to get to the second set of levels. Well, we got nothing else we can do here. There is some more stuff you're supposed to unlock here later on, but I haven't gone to it yet. You can change your color, and you can actually change characters if you unlocked more characters, but I haven't unlocked more characters, because you'll see why shortly. I'm just going to pick a level, and we're just going to hop right in, because, honestly, the best way to go about showing you this game is to just play a random level and just let you watch the general process of trying to get through it. So, the 1001 Spikes is a very easy game to understand. You have a basic attack, you have the ability to jump, and you have the ability to jump higher. Those are your only abilities in the game. There are some extra characters you can unlock later on which might give you different abilities, but I am unaware as to what those extra characters actually are, so I'm not going to comment on them. But yeah, the general idea is that you got to try and get through all these levels. How do you get through all these levels? That key up there, just to the top right of where I am right now. You need to collect this key. I have no idea how to collect. Oh yeah, you got to push that damn block over. So yeah, look at how far back I am. We'll get to that. But yeah, that key. You have to collect that key, and you have to get it to the door. It sounds simple, and even in execution, it really is simple. However, the problem with this game is akin to the the Rick Dangerous problem. Rick Dangerous was a game that was released back in the 80s for the 16-bit computers at the time. It might have also come out on the 8-bits, but I personally don't remember. It does also share a lot with a lot of like 8-bit home computer platforms from European platformers from European territories. In that the game is ridiculously hard. Now, it's not fair, it's not unfair. It's fair in the sense that you can more or less either see every trap coming or predict every trap coming, but most of the time you won't be able to do that because of the way the traps are placed. They are really dickish with the traps in this game. It can be a real dodger trying to find you. I'm going to swap to another level because if I have to keep going through this bloody spike section again, I'm going to lose it. But yeah, the general idea is that all the levels are fair, but the way they place the traps and the way they design all the traps makes it so that you have a very low chance of successfully getting through the first time on your reflexes alone. So the game turns into a bit of a memory test, which is why I bring up Rick Dangerous. Rick Dangerous was, and still is to be fair if you're in like retro gaming circles, it was known for being an absolute douche lord when it came to puzzles like this. I screwed that up. I'm fully aware that I screwed that up. It was an absolute douche lord when it came to both puzzles and things like this. This game is a fair bit fairer than that game, mainly because you can see everything on screen more or less is going to come and destroy you. But good lord, is it going to be hard to get around them just because of the way they've placed all the platforms. It becomes more of a memory test than it does a test of reflexes and skill. Now, I don't mind there being a little bit of memorization, like when you're fighting, say, a particular kind of enemy, for example. It would behoove you to know, say, whether or not that enemy has, like, an attack that can come out and surprise you when you might have been expecting something else. You know, things like that aren't... How did I land on that without dying? Things like that, not bad. But in this game, where the level design and just the overall layout of everything is enough to make it so that you basically stand no chance of getting through reasonably the first time, makes this game a bit of a bitch. Almost had it. Straight into the spikes, go me. But yeah, that is more or less the main problem with this game. And to be fair, it's not even really a problem. It's more of a memory test than it is your typical, action platformer, where you stand a rough chance of being able to get through a difficult level just on pure reflexes, skill, and maybe a tiny bit of blind luck alone. No, this game has made it so that if you fuck up, you're probably dead. And some of the levels in this game are a bit of a bitch. Like, if you get through a tough situation like that, there's no checkpoint. Some levels have checkpoints, but even in the earlier levels where this stuff starts to become really, really, really long and frustrating to the point where it feels like you're gonna need 100 tries just to get through one particularly hard bit of a level. I'm gonna swap again because, Jesus Christ. When it feels like you need 100 tries just to get through the second part of a level, when you're having enough trouble getting through the first part of a level to begin with, it just makes it really, really maddening trying to successfully finish a level like this. And that's pretty much the case with every level in this game, more or less. The goal never changes. You always have to get that weird skull key, and then you have to get to the door, which in this level I can't actually see, but you get the general idea. You have to find the key, get to the door, and you win. There are also golden skulls. Golden skulls will unlock... what's the word I'm looking for? Golden skulls will give you a 1-up every time you successfully collect them. But there are also bonus characters you get for getting a certain amount of them. Wow, okay. I assume I have to work my way... Jesus. I have to go right, left, right, and then just hope I don't die in the process? Okay. There are a fair few unlockables you can get in this game as well. There are 2 extra unlockable modes. The game on consoles does actually have a set of cooperative modes, but the this version of the game doesn't have them because it's the Vita version, so it wouldn't be able to do any sort of co-op particularly well. Right? I actually made it. Huh. Go me. But yeah, as I was saying, the actual, well, I've lost my bloody mind again, yeah. But yeah, the actual main game of it all is just trying to get through to this bloody gate, and I fucked it up there hard. So let's try another stage. Just to give you a rough idea of what we're dealing with, because seriously, what the... Huh. That sucked. Oh, there's spikes underneath that button. To be fair, I should have expected nothing less. But holy crap, is that a bit of a bitch. I had a feeling that would be dangerous. Can I even get over that now? I don't think I can. I guess I have to do it all in one shot. That is an absolute douche lord of a puzzle. Good God. Ow. Okay, so I'm guessing that I just have to keep running. Okay. Oh, no. Jump too late. But yeah, there are extra characters you can unlock when you get a certain amount of golden skulls. And you also unlock extra modes, so you can't do things like... You can't do things like co-op on this one, but they do give you a bunch of the extra modes for... Well, not nothing, but you do get a bunch of, like, extra... Oh, God, that's gonna suck, isn't it? Oh, yep. Yep, that's going to suck 10 different ways from Sunday. But, oh, got crushed by a falling block, of course. I'm willing to bet the skull is up there, too. The annoying thing about the golden skulls is that you actually have to get through the entire level without dying, end to end. Like, even if there's a checkpoint in the middle, which is even more frustrating than you might imagine. And that's pretty much the entire game in a nutshell, more or less. It's just going through levels over and over again, seeing if you can figure out just how the bloody hell they're supposed to work. You know, I had the feeling those were going to be timed. And I didn't listen to my instincts anyway, and I paid the price for it. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's almost 100% fair. Like, I never would have been able to guess that some spikes would have come out of there, but at the same time, if you're thinking in the mind that the developers want to screw you in as many ways as possible, that's probably the first thing you would have thought when you saw that, that block there. But yeah, it's entirely, well, not so much entirely memorization. There are some skill challenges, but you're not going to be relying entirely on your skill. You're going to be relying entirely on your memory to help you get through all these surprisingly difficult levels. I'm guessing I have to stand on that to actually, like, I'm guessing the switches don't hold time. I'm not reset the time of the switches, I think, so... No, I fucked that up. Oh, no, I actually made it. Okay, I think I understand this puzzle, but I get the feeling the game's gonna try and screw me, so... I hit the high jump button instead of throw the dagger button, god damn it. But yeah, the game's not bad, it's just really, 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 really reliant on memorization. Not to mention, like, absolute perfection, so... If you're the sort of person that gets really pissed off at this sort of game, then please, for the love of God, do not play it. Because it will just send you up the wall. Performance is absolutely fine. I haven't noticed any performance drops or anything. The graphical style is actually pretty neat, all things considered. Didn't mean to press a circle button there. There's a cutscene here, but we won't worry about watching it. I don't know what the difference is between these guys, because I've only played this mode once. It's basically an arcade game, but sort of kind of in the same style as the base game. But yeah, the sound is alright, but they seem to have missed a few tracks. There are a bunch of places that just have no audio whatsoever, and it feels weird. So yeah, the general idea is, you just gotta, for this side mode anyway, is that you just gotta work your way up this tower. And it's got the same sort of bullshit traps and stuff that 1001 Spikes, the main game, does. Gotta try and collect as many coins as possible, and hope you don't get crushed by rolling rocks. yeah, you get the general idea. This guy's got a whip, which is a pretty obvious reference. I have also seen, the other character I played with is the Knight version, who's basically the Ghosts and Goblins dude. I can't for the life of me remember his name, but yeah, the general idea is you get to, you get a second hit if you successfully make it through, which, if you get a second hit if you get hit, which is nice, but, you know, the other characters might have something that you could potentially want as well. This is actually the furthest I've gotten, because I'm apparently not too shit at this. Like, what the hell? No wraparound? Really? It's unfortunate. But yeah, you get the general idea. This is basically the same sort of concept, except you're constantly going upwards. You do also have 9 lives in this instead of like 1,000. I suppose it's a nice way to play around with the concept. It's kind of nice that they give you just give you like 2 completely different modes. Although I'm pretty sure that the other like locked mode that there is in this version of the game anyway is a mode which is basically just harder versions of the same levels without the campaign side of things. Wow, you have to be really quick. Oh wait, no, over there on the right. Okay. But yeah, you get the general idea. It's a particularly memorization-focused platformer. It does that well enough. It's fair in the sense that if you keep in mind that the game is trying to screw you 6 ways from Sunday, it's predictable. And if you enjoy this sort of thing, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to pick this one up. There's the old Donkey Kong ending right there. Apparently I got 1,500 coins from that. I wonder why they'd bother showing me that. Seriously, I don't understand how I'm so good at this. I sucked at this mode, but down I go. Yeah, I sucked at this mode before. I don't know how exactly I'm doing so well this time, but you get the general idea. It's one of those sorts of games. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, and if you like this sort of thing, there's no reason not to pick up 1001 Spikes. I just can't stand it, and I don't see myself playing it again after this video just because of what it is. And what it is a relatively high quality memorization platformer. It's those last 2 words that kill it for me. So there you go. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time. Hey, mouse cursor.